All right, let's dive into one of the most annoying problems you can have at home, the clogged drain. We've all been there. So in this explainer, we're going to walk through a simple step-by-step guide to get your water flowing like it's supposed to. Oh, you know that sound, don't you? That slow, sad gurgle after the water's supposed to be gone. Maybe you're standing in a puddle at the end of your shower, or you're just watching the sink take forever to empty. It's a super common headache, but the good news is you can usually fix it yourself. Okay, so first things first, before we can defeat the enemy, we have to know the enemy, right? Let's take a look at what's actually causing all this trouble deep down in your pipes. And here they are, the usual suspects. It's almost never one big thing that causes a clog. It's a slow motion disaster. In the bathroom, you've got hair and soap scum teaming up, creating these nasty, stubborn blockages over time. In the kitchen, oh, it's all about that grease and all the little food bits. And of course, every now and then, something that has no business being there, like a toy or a bottle cap, decides to take a trip down the drain. So you've definitely got a clog. Before you start to panic or reach for some crazy solution, let's begin with your first line of attack. These are the simple, safe methods that honestly work a surprising amount of the time. Let's just walk through these. Step 1, the easiest of all. Just look. Seriously, pop off the drain cover and you'll be amazed at what you can just pull out with your fingers. Didn't work? Grab the plunger. Now the key here is to get a really good seal. You want that suction to do all the work. And if you're in the kitchen, dealing with a greasy mess, try this. A good squirt of dish soap followed by a kettle full of very hot water. It can literally melt that greasy buildup and flush it right out. Okay, so the easy stuff didn't cut it. Your clog is putting up a real fight. It's time to level up your DIY game, but this is where things get a little more serious, so we gotta be more careful. Meet the drain snake, also called an auger. This tool is your best friend for clogs that are hiding deeper down the pipe. But hey, safety first, okay? Put on some gloves, get some eye protection, because you have no idea what grossness might come flying back up. You just feed it in slowly till you feel it hit something. Then you start turning the handle. That's what hooks onto the clog. And here's the most important part. You want to pull the gunk out, not just jam it further down the pipe. All right, hold on. I know what you might be thinking. Why not just pour one of those chemical cleaners down there? Before you even touch that bottle, I need you to just stop. This is a really important crossroads in your battle against the clog. I know those chemicals promise a magic, instant fix, but they can cause huge problems down the line. They're incredibly corrosive. They don't just eat the clog, they can eat your actual pipes. That can lead to way more expensive repairs. Not to mention the fumes are seriously hazardous, especially in a small, unventilated bathroom. And if you have a septic system, it's a total no-go. Those chemicals will kill all the good bacteria your system needs to work properly. And look, don't just take it from me. Here's a quote from a professional plumber, and it really hits the nail on the head. Most of these clogs are just sitting right there in that little U-shaped pipe under the sink. That's the P-trap. And they can totally be solved with the physical tools we just talked about. It's all about being careful and methodical, not launching a chemical assault on your plumbing. So you've tried the plunger. You've even tried the drain snake. And that clog is just not budging. Part of being a smart homeowner is knowing when to tap out. So how do you know it's time to call for backup? This chart makes it pretty clear. If it's just one slow sink, it's probably a clog you can handle. But if the toilet, the shower, and the sink are all slow, that's a huge red flag. That means the problem is probably way down in your main sewer line. And if you see water backing up somewhere else, like you flush the toilet and water gurgles up into the bathtub, stop what you're doing immediately and call a plumber. That's a job for the pros and their heavy-duty equipment. We've spent a lot of time talking about how to fix clogs, but you know what's even better? Not having them in the first place. Let's shift gears and talk about the long game, your prevention playbook. This is all about building a few simple habits. First, get some drain screens. They're cheap, they're easy, and they catch almost all the hair and junk before it gets a chance to go down. In the kitchen, and this is a big one, never, ever, ever pour grease down the sink. Just let it cool, pour it in an old can, and toss it in the trash. And finally, every few weeks, just run the hot water for a couple of minutes. It's like a mini flush that keeps gunk from building up in the first place. So there you have it. The clog is gone, the water's flowing, mission accomplished. But as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this question. Fixing today's problem is great, but the real win is making sure you don't have to do this all over again in a few months. So the drain is clean, but are your habits?